Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. Just hours before tens of millions of Americans head home for the Thanksgiving holiday, back-to-back storms may be ruining their plans. 2 out of 3 people will feel the impact from heavy snow and rain to hurricane-force winds. More than 2,000 flights were canceled or delayed today in the U.S., and I'm sorry to report things are only going to get worse. We've got a team of reporters covering these monster storms and where they're heading. Barry Peterson leads us off in Denver. Barry, how are the conditions there in the Mile High City?
Well, they're getting a little better, but because of this storm, hundreds of miles of interstate were closed in Colorado, Kansas, Wyoming, and Nebraska. And that's a preview of what's coming from this storm. Here in Denver, a night and a day of snow meant a nightmare of people going nowhere, or worse, trying to drive in whiteout conditions, and that didn't always end well. Accidents littered the highways as drivers tried to navigate the slick roads, some better than others. Our CBS News team stopped to help one woman who ran off the road tonight. It's not just the snow, it's the visibility. You can see it's hard to see for any great distance. Things aren't going much better at the airport. Denver International struggled to keep up, even with 200 trucks and plows clearing the runways. More than 1,000 people hoping to get somewhere didn't, spending last night on blankets handed out by airport staff. Some are still there tonight. But there is no stopping the storm from Colorado to Wisconsin and all the states in between. There's almost a foot of snow expected. Adriana Diaz is in Sioux City, Iowa tonight.
The snow has already started to fall here in northwest Iowa, and it is not going to let up until tomorrow morning. This system could dump at least 9 inches overnight in Sioux City, Iowa, and as the storm marches east, it could make travel a nightmare in the Midwest, especially in places like Minneapolis.
Don Daler is there where people are packing up and getting out while there's still time.
The storm, the Weather Service says, could be the worst to hit this early in a decade, isn't here yet. But some Minnesotans aren't waiting around. The Devine family was planning to leave early tomorrow morning on their 3-hour trip to Renee's brother's house in Wisconsin, but the forecast changed their minds. The family made their escape before the 8 to 12 expected inches of heavy snow arrives here sometime beginning in the next few hours.
Back here in Denver, the situation is slowly returning to normal as the monster storm keeps moving on. Barry Peterson, CBS News, Denver.